Hello everyone, my name is Olabode and you're welcome to Dreams of the Heart TV. I'm here to give you another encouraging word today. Today my encouraging phrase is don't give up on your dreams, hold on to them. That's my phrase today. So our key word today is dreams. You know, when you think of a dream, you think it's like a night vision. It's something that you think of. But today we're talking about a dream being a mental image. It's what you other people might not see what your dream is, other people might not understand what that dream is, but you just know is this mental image, is this image that God puts in your heart, is this vision that He puts in your heart that you are, it's what you're called to do something, and you just see that it's just like it's you are the only one that really understands what it is. And a lot of time, situations around us, circumstances around us don't even encourage what the dream is, or it doesn't. The circumstances around us don't even look like what the dream is speaking about. But a lot of times we have to choose to just be focused on the dream. We have to choose to hold on, whether things are looking up or they're not. We have to choose to hold on until we see the manifestation of that dream. I'd like to share a story with you today about a young man named Joseph. It's a popular story in the Bible. The name of this young man was Joseph. When he was 17, he had this dream that he had. He had a couple of dreams. One of the dreams was whereby his brothers were bowing down to him, and this boy came from a home whereby he was a favorite in the house, and his dad just loved him differently. He was a child of old age, and his dad just had this special love for him, and he even showed it by making him a coat of many colors. But that wasn't even the thing. He already knew that he was the favorite, and then he coming to say to his brothers, "Oh, I had a dream. You're gonna bow down to me," and what, of course, that made the brothers really, really, really hate him. The Bible said they hated him, and they began to think, what are we gonna do to get rid of this boy? We don't like him in this house. We don't want him because he seems to think he's better than us. And a lot of time when we have dreams, a lot of people around you might think, oh, who do you think you are? Are you the only one that is able to do this? You might have a dream of opening up this humongous catering business. You might have a dream of starting a business that's going to have franchises all over the world. But when you share with people the vision, they're like, no, I don't think you are going to do that. You're not going to be able to do that. So this young man had this couple of dreams, and you know what happened? Because his brothers didn't like him, they didn't like his dreams, they came up with a plan to eliminate him. And guess what happened? His brothers actually sold him to some merchants who took him to a foreign land. And in this foreign land, he had to go through a couple of things that were not pleasant. He had to go through a time of being in prison. He had to go through a time of, imagine you're away from your house. You don't know anyone. It's a foreign land. Then you're put in prison. He was lied against. His master's wife said he was trying to sleep with her, so she put him in prison. Apart from that, some people planned. They said, okay, we're going to help you when we get out. He was able to interpret their dreams, and they said, okay, we're going to tell the king that you did this. They didn't tell the king. So he had a lot of disappointments growing. And imagine he was 17, so this was like his young age. But you know what? He just held on to those dreams. He didn't know how those dreams were going to come to pass, but he held on to those dreams. And guess what? Eventually, he had the dream when he was 17, those dreams. Those dreams didn't come to pass until he was 30 years old. That was 13 years of waiting. A lot of times in between when you have that dream and when it comes to pass, a lot of things happen in between. But your choice is, irregardless of what is going to happen, I'm going to choose to hold on to this dream that God has given me. There are a lot of dreams that God has given me, and a lot of times I look around me and I'm like, it doesn't even look like this thing is going to come to pass. I can't even see anything. But you know what? My choice is, if God says that with Him everything is possible, as long as I choose to believe in those dreams, I know that it's going to come to pass. I've shared this, but when I was a child, I used to write books. I used to dream, oh, I'm going to publish my book one day. Oh, it's going to happen. I've shared this story in some of my videos. But years went by, years, and more decades after I started writing as a child, God brought that back to me in my thinking time, and He brought that desire back, and I started to write again. And today I have my first book published. I've put in my second manuscript in to be published. That was a childhood dream. God has a way of bringing our dreams to pass. If we don't give up on those dreams, He will bring it to pass. So my challenge to you today is, what are the obstacles that you're seeing around you that it seems like it's so hard? It looks really, really hard. My phrase to you is, don't give up on those dreams. Hold on to them. Joseph didn't give up on his dreams that he was going to go ahead, be the preserver of life. It came to pass that years when Joseph was 30, the dreams that he had, his brothers came and they actually bowed down to him. He now was in the place of being leader over them. He was in a place of power over them. All the things that he saw in his dreams, they actually came to pass. So it might look like the time is going. How is this going to come to pass? You don't know how. God has a way of putting people in your life, dreams to pass. So what your choice is, I'm going to choose to believe them. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I am going to choose to believe that they're going to come to pass, and they will. I want to share a story of a lady. Her name is Tara Holland. This lady, this is her with her crown in her hand. She was a lady that had a dream as a little child to become Miss America. That was her own dream. She wanted to become Miss America. And in 1994, in the state of Florida, she ran for the pageant to become Miss Florida. That was, I was reading this story in a book by Joel Austin. It was a very interesting story. In 1994, she entered for the pageant of Miss Florida. And guess what? She won as first runner-up. She wasn't completely excited because she wanted to be the winner, but she won first round. The following year, she ran for the pageant again, so that she could win again. Guess what? She became first runner-up again. But she said she refused to be discouraged. She didn't give up on it. She was focused on her goal of becoming Miss America. She was going to start from being Miss Florida. So she put in. So what did she do? She decided that she needed a change. So she moved from Florida, she moved to Kansas. That was another city in the United States. And in 1997, she entered Miss Kansas pageant and she won the title. But that same year, guess what? She won Miss America. She won the title and she was crowned Miss America. And in her interview, the question that she was asked, someone asked her that what was the secret to her success. And guess what she said? She said she lost twice in a row. She lost at state level competitions. She had been tempted to give up, but instead she went out and she rented dozens of videos of local pageants. She rented videos of state pageants. She rented videos of Miss Teen pageants. She rented videos of Miss Universe pageant, Miss World pageants, and she began to watch them. She said she rented hundreds of videos and she watched them over and over again. As she watched them, she pictured herself on the runway, walking down the runway. She pictured herself winning. She imagined herself winning. So even though she had not gone to the pageant, she imagined herself winning Miss America. She said every time they crowned a young lady, she saw herself being crowned. And she said that became her story. She envisioned herself as a winner. She didn't give up. I know another question that they asked her was she nervous when she was walking up? Was she nervous? She said no, she wasn't, because in her imagination, while watching those hundreds of videos, she had imagined herself being crowned as Miss America. Why am I sharing this story with you today? Tara Holland did not give up. Joseph did not give up. Martin Luther King Jr. did not give up. We talk about him today. We're still talking about him. We're still talking about Joseph today. This is a modern day Martin Luther King. This is the modern day Joseph. She didn't give up either. What is that dream in your heart that you've decided that you're going to give up? You've been thinking about it, but you're like, I'm tired. I've tried and tried and tried, but it's not coming. It's not happening. And you're thinking, maybe I should give up. I have a scripture for you. It's in Proverbs 14, verse 16. I'm going to read it. It says, for a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again. A righteous man may fall 7 times, but what does he do? he rises again. That's my word for you. You might try, you might have tried yesterday, you've tried 2 years ago, you've tried 10 years ago to bring this dream to pass. You've tried. My challenge to you today is you have to keep trying, keep persevering. Start with whatever you can. Start with the baby steps. Here she was, she wanted to be Miss America, but what did she do? She started with Miss Florida, she started with Miss Kansas. What are you going to start with? You cannot afford to give up. She didn't give up. It says a righteous man may fall. He might fall 7 times. He might have fallen. But you know what? You don't stay down. You have to get up. You have to keep going. You have to believe God that, God, you know what? I've tried, but I'm going to keep trying. You have given me this dream. There's a reason for it. Maybe you've had this dream of opening up an orphanage, and you have to begin to see those children in that orphanage. Maybe you have this dream of starting a non-profit whereby you're reaching out to girls all over the city. Maybe destitute girls, it might be girls in brothels, and you see them being brought to Christ. You cannot give up on that dream. Maybe you have this dream of starting a non-profit whereby you start a prison ministry, and you just see people coming to know the Lord, and they're just useful. You have this dream of starting a men's ministry, whatever it is that you have the dream. You have the dream of starting a business, and it becomes a multi-million business. Don't give up on it. That's my challenge to you today. If you've enjoyed this video, I would encourage you to subscribe, like our channel. It's Dreams of the Heart TV. Enjoy, most especially share with others. Please, I would love your comments, I would love questions, and see you next time. Stay tuned.